Hello, ribeye, steak eating, freedom lovers. Welcome to another installment of F and F, Forces of Freedom of Fascism. I was trying to shorten it down there, but I guess that didn't work. But anyway, question for you. Does art imitate life, or does life imitate art? Or is it a paradox? Prepare to be astonished as reality proves to be more outlandish than the wildest of fictions. Today I have something truly exceptional in store for you. Brace yourself for an enthralling journey and hold on tight until the very end, for I will reveal how you can play an active role in untangling this web of intrigue. And that's what it is. We're in a ball of twine, and with forces of fascism and freedom mixed up together, we have to do some untying and figuring this out. So this far, we have delved into the sordid realm of China's criminal activities. However, I invite you to join me on a gradual shift in focus towards a subject of utmost significance, China's closest confidant and staunch ally, none other than the World Economic Forum and its network of affiliated think tanks. Brace yourself for a thrilling transition into a realm of power and influence that is as captivating as it is elusive. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to the weird and wacky place, the weird and wacky world. And this is it right here. Think tanks. That's what this is right here. They get together in this fancy, beautiful, incredible building, ornamental and rich beyond belief. These are all billionaires sitting around discussing on how to take over the world, basically. Believe it or not, let's dive right into this. So there's a list of think tanks. So these are the list of think tanks in the world. List of think tanks. These are the ones in the United States here. This is a list of all the U.S. think tanks, quite a few of them. Some have diabolical intentions, and we'll expose the worst of them, the most wicked. So here's one, Center for American Progress. So this is why there is a rigid progressive ideology enforced by universities. All this LGBTQIIQ squared to the cubics of 1 over X now. It's so complicated. That's definitely not something that a bunch of gays sitting around a gay bar came up with. This is coming from a think tank. So weird, wacky ideas getting pushed on us from that. So that's the Center for American Progress. There's a big group of them here. And the Rand Corporation controls the military-industrial complex. It is escalating wars everywhere, especially Russia as we speak, as it lobbies politicians. And then we've got, this one's absolutely incredible. And I got some incredible footage. Our upcoming Atlantic Council video could be explosive. I possess a video recording of one of their meetings, and I saved a copy on my hard drive in case it gets taken down. The EU ambassador works for our government, gets a paycheck, is a U.S. constitutional lawyer, and he reveals his anti-democratic beliefs. He had the privilege of studying the Constitution, not to protect it, but to circumvent it by stripping the First Amendment. Keep an eye out for the Atlantic Council episode that I'm going to be putting out pretty soon. Contacting our reps could get him fired. It says a bunch of crazy stuff, so it should be fun. Gives himself away completely. So, and this one here, Open Society Foundations. There's a George Soros one. The pro-crime billionaire George Soros, who has been spending time recently at the White House. Yeah, he has been, or at least his son has. So George is always promoting open borders, That's why they call it Open Society Foundations. So you wonder why it's that he's giving out money, basically, to the Biden administration. They're taking money. They're taking all kinds of money from everywhere. Soros nonprofits donated more than $35 million to anti-police groups last year. You're now seeing the head of the octopus. Let's show you the head. That's an octopus head. If I ever seen one, that is definitely an octopus head. So, and here it says, what it said, what I just said, 35 million to defunding the police, basically. And here's there's some interesting headlines as well here, but that's George Soros. It's pretty evil. List of think tanks. The United Nations. These are a list of think tanks across the world, by the way. Think tanks in the entire globe. So there's incredibly nefarious, but at the same time, they have this incredible name that sounds so heroic, like they're furthering the cause of human rights or something like that. So always it's got the word united in it, union, global. It's got the word world, the national, whatever, institute of this, center for that, and the council of this. So it's a dead giveaway that some kind of a nefariously evil think tank. So let's just go through, just to show you they're all over the world. And so that's how they're going to push world fascism, is basically through all these organizations. Let's see if I find the one from Switzerland. So one from Switzerland, the most evil one of all, is the World Economic Forum, and that's with Klaus Schwab. So, but all these wonderful sounding names, it's the exact opposite. It's very funny that it's like that. This phenomenon is a type of narcissism where the reverse is actually true. It's a type of psychological projection, psychopathy is what I was talking about. So the UN is up on the chopping block here for me today, right now. The UN, definitely an evil organization. Boom. I'm going to show you this headline right here. UN Advisory Group unveils legal framework to decriminalize pedophilia. You can't make this stuff up. The Geneva-based International Commission of Jurists, ICJ, that's an NGO, a non-governmental organization, and they're bad as well too. So you got nonprofits, NGOs, and these think tanks working together, making a mess of society. So, which works alongside the United Nations, so they're working together, announced new criminal law reform principles that basically sanction pedophilia under the guise of protecting human rights. So ICJ, International Commission of Jurists. Now, a jurist is a noun, basically a judge. So anything having to do with law, knowledge of law, specifically a judge. So here we have this article. It sums it up quite nicely. They're referring to a UN article that was 30-page article that they just put out. Principles, human rights-based approach to criminal law, prescribing conduct associated with sex, reproduction, drug use, all this. So basically, it's a 33-page document that they put out. And I've double checked to make sure that this is exactly what they're saying. In fact, it is. So this article is very accurate in its statements as far as I'm concerned. And I'll read it to you too. So we'll read it together. So this is actually, see this part of it here is a direct quote from it. And I've double checked that as well. So let me read. With respect to the enforcement of criminal law, any prescribed minimum age of consent to sex must be applied in a non-discriminatory manner. I thought it was all cut and dry, but it's not. Enforcement may not be linked to age of consent to marriage. Okay. I love this word prescribed too. Enforcement of criminal law, the consent of sex, it's prescribed. It's like a prescription. And it's like, and you know what? I don't feel like taking my prescription today because I don't particularly need it. It was, anyway. Moreover, because I'm feeling better. Moreover, sexual conduct involving persons below the domestically prescribed minimum age of consent to sex may be consensual. Wow. In fact, in this context, the enforcement of criminal law should reflect the rights and capacities of persons under 18 years of age to make decisions about engaging in consensual sexual conduct. So they said, hey, yeah, I was all good with it. That's it. So there's no like exact law. It's kind of like a guideline. And I like how they use this word under 18 years of age. That could be 17. That could be 3 years old. It could be 12 years old. I don't see even the word adolescent here or a teenager. So that, like, we're reading this together. So, and I'll show you the original document that this comes from. And they make reference to this word evolving capacities and progressive. Progressive is such an evil word. Progress is not progress at all. Progressive is some crazy evil stuff. Progressive autonomy. Look at those words. Evolving capacities. I didn't know teenagers and kids are evolving. And progressive autonomy. If I didn't read it to you, would you even believe it? It's like, so more evidence, the corrupt globalist organizations want to legalize pedophilia. It's a pretty good statement by the article. It sums it up beautifully. This is the article they wrote, so they can't deny it. So if I look up, let's say the word age, let's just skim through it. So just to make sure you know that this is a document that's created by them and principles, principle 10, 13. Moreover, sexual conduct involving persons below the domestically prescribed, I like prescribed, minimum age of consent, sex may be consensual. Amazing. Obviously no good. Just trying to... Yeah, so we skimmed through that, and I found exactly that's exactly what it says. I don't think it's misrepresented in any particular way, shape, or form. This is the thing that they wrote. So it's just an amazing thing. So what do you think? This is a reason why we should go to our House of Representatives, say, take us out of the United Nations, take us out away from any think tank that has any influence on our democracy. Contact them. I showed you the website. This is the United States House of Representatives. You put your zip code in here. Find your guy. Email them. That's the way you can do. Like, one of the things that you can do. If there's any other things, please put it on the comments down below. Exactly what we can do to get rid of these people out of our democracy, out of our lives. The other thing too is academics. That's who's funding it. China's funding our colleges and universities, and these crazy guys as well too. Whereas they have ideas of sex is only a guideline. It kind of reminds me of this guy when he says this. This kind of funny.
The code is more what you call guidelines than actual rules.
Welcome aboard.
Aboard the Black Pearl, Mister.
Welcome aboard the world fascist. That's basically it. Jurist, again, ICJ, that's some kind of an NGO evil as well. So this is the ICJ, International Commission of Jurists, Advocates for Justice and Human Rights. Probably where Bragg gets, the person that's taking Trump to court for some trumped up thing. So yeah, it's quite amusing that despite having read and understood this passage together, that that's not going to stop like somebody like a fact checker like PolitiFact from coming along and giving me 3 flaming Pinocchios or whatever. They have some kind of meter with a little arrow indicating mostly false. Think tanks are always echo chambers of delusional ideas from spoiled people like with silver spoons in their mouths, and their plans always lead down slippery slopes. So please remember, if you don't like eating crickets, thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing, especially subscribe. That's if you want to continue eating T-bone steak. One of the most powerful think tanks is the World Economic Forum and its leader, Klaus Schwab. And that's going to be next episode. And after that, we'll have that Atlantic Council thing coming up. So thank you so much for joining me today on this fascinating journey through the world of espionage and intrigue as we explore the connection between art and life. We were reminded of the paradoxical nature of reality, which often surpasses even the wildest of fiction. And also, I got another little treat for you. Just bear with me. So yeah, I got a treat here for you today. I got some art. These guys are the evil World Economic Forum or the Open Society, Klaus Schwab or George Soros. Here they are, ripping our Constitution and our flag apart right there. Evil Sith Lords. And these are pretty good. That's actually a picture of Klaus Schwab right there. And his evil minions, his pawns of evil minions. Oh, there he is right there. The evil Sith Lord George Soros. Unlimited power! So yeah, I hope that our discussion today has shed some light on the crucial role that think tanks play in shaping global policies and decisions. It's our responsibility to remain vigilant and informed to prevent the consolidation of power in the hands of a select few wackos. As we bid farewell, let us remember that knowledge is power and that we must continue to seek truth and understanding, even in the face of complexity and confusion. Thank you, and until next time, stay curious, stay informed, stay free, be a force of freedom.